Welcome to the finals! Your one-stop shop to getting shot, sliced, blown up, beaten, and gassed so damn much that it makes the Geneva Gas Protocol look more like a fucking suggestion, all in the name of fame. I'm Alex, that's Alex, and there's no one else here in the studio. Unfortunately. Let's begin! The Finals is a first-person 3v3v3 shooter where players compete to complete their goals. For this video, we'll mainly be using Cash Out as our game mode of choice, but do be aware there are other game modes like Terminal Attack, which is a 5v5 game mode where teams take place attacking and defending areas from each other. There's also Power Shift, which is also 5v5, but it's more of a tug-of-war style mode, and Team Deathmatch, which is self-explanatory, it's just killing everybody to the goal. It's also 5v5. But before you jump into the action, you should look into your characters and loadouts. Lights, who have less health but more speed. They tend to have the fun equipment and are built around the hit and run style tactics. Quick steps that acts more like a dodge, grappling hooks for verticality, and invisibility to get you out of pesky situations. For firearms, they have pistols, assault rifles, SMGs, shotguns, sniper rifles, but they also come with other equipment like throwing knives, bows, and swords, so there is a bit of variety to them. For equipment, lights get breach charges for opening small holes, gateways for faster travel, glitch grenades that can disable abilities and cause a glitchy screen, a gravity vortex that sucks in objects and players, a sonar grenade that pings enemies, a nullifier that stops the affected contestant from attacking or being attacked, but also stops them from interacting with the environment, a thermal bore that drills into holes and blows them open, thermal vision that lets you play like the Predator, tracking dots that let you track one person instead of the whole team, and a vanishing bomb that cloaks you and your teammates when detonated. Medium builds are up next, and these guys have a bit more variety in their gadgets. A healing beam to keep your teammates topped off at all times, the dematerializer which turns structure points into passable objects so you get through without destroying the structure itself, a turret for keeping the point free of enemies, and Recon Sense, which reveals enemy locations to you and your team for a short period of time. Their weapons consist of rifles, shotguns, and a revolver, but they also have swords, 2 of them actually, and a riot shield, which I like when it actually fucking works. For equipment, they have APS turrets that shoot down grenades, data reshapers that make objects around the map turn into something else, defibrillators which will revive your teammate to half health instead of you having to sit there and do it yourself, explosive mines that explode, gas mines that gas, glitch mines that glitch just like the grenades, jump pads that allow for airborne travel, zip lines that allow for fast movement between points A and B, and a proximity sensor that pulses multiple times to track contestants. But then you have the big boys, the heavies, Destruction Incarnate. These guys can hold up a walled shield that they can move, kinda like Reinhardt from Overwatch. They can use a goo cannon to create platforms or barriers. They can throw out a claw to drag you kicking and screaming towards them, and for when you can't find a door to the building, they make one by charging right through the wall. Heavies come packed with sledgehammers, dual Desert Eagles, shotguns, LMGs, a fucking minigun, and for when you just want that fresh, charbroiled smell of flesh, a flamethrower. These beefy boys get anti-gravity cubes that toss everything and everyone into the air, barricades to stop bullets in their tracks, C4 to punch a big hole in walls, a dome shield to act as a 360 barrier, explosive mines to explode, proximity sensors to detect enemy contestants, a lock bolt launcher to stop people and objects in their tracks, pyro mines to explode with fire, and an RPG, just in case the C4 didn't make a big enough hole. All builds get access to all the grenades, flashbangs, frag grenades, gas grenades, goo grenades, pyro grenades, and smokes. And with Season 7 having just dropped, light builds now get access to the H-Infuser, which heals teammates at a distance via shooting. Medium builds get a breach drill that when placed on a surface, flashes anything on the other side, then blows up the surface it's placed on. And heavy builds get the healing emitter, an AoE healing ball that can top you off from a decent distance. Personally, I tend to play a light or medium build. Don't get me wrong, I love heavies, but the devs seem hellbent on nerfing them into the ground and making them the least fun to play. Light is my immediate go-to though, because I like the hit and run style of gameplay it encourages. Medium is also really fun, but I feel like the situations I find myself in, I need just that extra bit of momentum. But weapons and gadgets aren't the only thing that you decide. Your appearance is a whole other set of menus in Overload. At first glance, it might seem like there aren't a ton of options to play with, but as you play and level up, your wardrobe will too. Even with the most basic clothes, you can still make something that looks good without dropping a dime on the game. There are plenty of free clothes in the game from leveling up, sponsorships, and even the Battle Pass. But let's get to the actual gameplay, considering we've been here talking about other shit for about 5 fucking minutes at this point. 3 teams of 3 fight for control of the objective. In this instance, a box. This box then goes into this cash out machine and a cash out timer begins. Your objective is now to protect the box, from the other 2 teams of course. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. This one thing, this one simple fucking job you have turns into a fucking madhouse. Buildings going up in smoke, death at every corner, and behind every door... not this door. This door is fine. But that door has death, and he's coming for your ass. Fights are frantic, they're fast, sometimes confusing and overwhelming to the senses, and that's great. The game is built around movement and environmental destruction, so having shit literally and metaphorically falling apart at the drop of a hat creates some really intense moments. And you're not particularly strong either. Don't let these health bars fool you. You will die in a matter of seconds if you don't outplay your opponent. Not only that, but the cash out machine is subject to physics, so it can easily be tossed around, dropped to floor, or even bounced. I have died almost as quickly as the fight has began, simply because I was not aware of my surroundings or some other amount of bullshit, and yet it's always just been so much fun. To make your simple goal of capturing a box even more difficult, however, is the canisters and barrels littering the maps. Smokes, goo, explosives, gas. Anything you need, they're in the arena, and they are definitely not scarce, so just like you, enemy contestants will have no problems getting their hands on them. And that's really all there is to it. Kill, steal, and win, and it's fucking great. Again, I love how fast this game is, how chaotic it can get. I love the destruction here. Every building is breakable. Every wall, floor, door, and rooftop can be blown up, ran through, or sledged open. The destructible environments remind me a lot of old Battlefield, and yeah, no wonder why, when Embark Studio, the studio behind the game, has a decent amount of old DICE devs working on it. There's just something about blowing shit up that makes life better. Even better when the people behind Bad Company 1 and 2 are in there. Speaking of making my life better, the music here is amazing, and as someone who listens to a lot of soundtracks in games, and then goes into my videos and glazes the soundtrack, I love what they have here. Just listen to some of this. Do you hear that? Do you feel that? That energy, the pumping, the bumping. That's that good shit, and this game is filled to the fucking brim with good tracks that you can thankfully also find on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever streaming service you're going for. Now for some downsides. Just some stuff that might not be deal breakers necessarily, but food for thought, right? The game uses AI. Yep, artificial intelligence, just get it out of your system. Yeah, it's not bad AI though. The announcers for the game, male and female, are pulled from real voices that worked with Embark Studio to bring them to life. The sentences are strung together using AI, and you can clearly see that in some regards, in some sentences, in some interactions even, but I figured I would just let you know that. Again, not a deal breaker for me, hopefully not a deal breaker for you. The game's still good with it. And again, it's not predatory. They worked with the actor and actress to put this together. It's all above board. Something else of note is also just the devs' insistent use of nerfing the shit out of heavies. I don't know what is up with them, but they tend to do it a lot. For example, heavies die really quick, and they're supposed to be the bulkiest and healthiest of everybody. The slowest moving, of course, but they're supposed to be able to take more of a bullet. Although every time I play them, seems like that's not the case. Their weapons also seem to be doing less and less damage over time. There have been a couple buffs, I'll admit, but for the most part, heavy seems to be the punching bag. Then there's just the obvious multiplayer latency problems where you swear to God you're around the corner or something and yet you still die. It's shit like that. Again, not a deal breaker or anything, but it does get annoying after the 25th, 30th, 40th time. But that's all I have for you today, honestly. The game is solid, and if you're a fan of chaotic shooters, this one is for you. It's free to play on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and it's really fun. I honestly hope you guys download it and enjoy it. It's, again, free to play, so why the fuck not? We have a Discord in the channel bio, and I stream every Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so maybe I'll see you there. One final thing, shout out to these people for keeping me going. I wouldn't be here without them, and that by itself is worth mentioning. Thank you for all the support, and I will see you guys later.